Hey guys, welcome back to my couch. I seem to be doing all my videos on this couch lately. Anyway, I wanted to talk about a real quick video about probably the most overlooked gun in everybody's safe, and that is the good old scatter gun. So it's a shotgun. This is mine. 870 tactical here, and when I bought it, I went to the range a few times. It came with a different stock, a different foregrip and everything. And I didn't do any training with it like most people when they first buy their guns. They don't. They just go to the range and get used to it and call it good and stuff it in the closet or whatever. But I took a class actually last year. I was actually in a series of classes, the same school. It was a low light gunfighting series. It was like a 6-part series. Went over 6 months, meeting one time every month. Really good group, really good school. It was actually a defensive accuracy based out of, like, I guess Northern California, Richmond area, I guess. But anyway, it was a really good classes I took, and for one of the sessions, they asked the question, "Would you like to do a shotgun module?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, sure." You know, I don't think most people were really that crazy about it. And to be honest, I was kind of disappointed. I was looking forward to learning more about the AR, and basically also learning more pistol drills and things like that. And but we did one anyway, and I have to admit it was one of the best classes I ever took. So I wish I had pictures of how this shotgun was set up beforehand, but essentially I had the Knox shock or recoil absorbing stock. I had kind of 5 extra shells kind of on the buttstock over here. It had a different foregrip. I think it was a police foregrip, and I had a modified one from GG&G to be able to put a light mount on the right side. It was okay. The setup I had, it didn't really work that great. I didn't have a really good sling solution or anything, so I was running like a 2-point sling that just connected to itself into a single point using a GG&G receiver adapter. And it worked. GG&G stuff is great, by the way. I still use it for other things. But I went through and I redid the shotgun after that class. And I want to go through the 5 things that I learned primarily from that class and what is necessary to really have a good setup shotgun. So the first one I did was actually redo the furniture. So this is the Magpul furniture for the Remington 870. I like the gray colors. I have gray pistols and the gray AR. I like that quite a bit. But so once I put this stock on over the Knox recoil absorbing stock, I noticed a tremendous difference. First off, the Knox stock kind of sucks, and it actually ended up, the first 2 times I shot it because I wasn't used to it, I ended up basically, it has this recoil impulse. Even though it absorbs recoil, it has a recoil impulse that transfers up, and it basically hits you right in the cheek. You know, when you put that good cheek weld up, and that thing goes boom, something happens where it just feels like you're getting punched in the face. And I remember having a bruise on my face afterwards. It was actually kind of funny, a little battle scar, I guess, from going to the range. But I didn't learn from there. I just kind of started modifying it, like what I saw online. I thought it just looked cool and everything. But I didn't take any classes, so I didn't know what worked. Until you, honestly speaking, until you take a class and stress your gear, you will not know what works. I recommend everyone go and take some basic training classes, at least basic. I find them super enjoyable. I always take away stuff. I'll even still take basic classes a lot of times just to relearn some of the fundamentals and stuff like that. But anyway, the first thing I changed was the stock and the foregrip. I put good furniture on this. Huge difference with the Magpul stuff. I really like it. Great setup. The second one was actually removing the I forget what you even call this, the side saddle, I guess. Removing the side saddle from the buttstock on this side to the receiver itself. Because what I found is when you're up here, it's fine, but once you go support side and you have a side saddle on this side here, it's in your face, and it's really uncomfortable, and it's just not really suitable for anything like that. So I moved that off this and put it here. Now, granted, it was kind of attached to the Knox absorbing stock, so when I changed the stock, I didn't have to do anything with this one. I just got rid of it. The third thing is putting a light source on it. Now, I'm not real sure how I wanted the light source. This is just an Inforce light I have. It's okay. It's not the best light I have, but it works. This is clearly not an ambidextrous setup because it's only on one side, but you know, it's okay for what it is. So I just keep it on here when it's in the safe. I can just pull it out if I need to. It's kind of the first gun in the safe now. In case someone wants to break in, they're going to get met with some pretty angry birdshot to the face probably. So the next thing is a good sling setup. Now I've gone through 2 different sling setups on this particular shotgun here. So I have set up, it's almost like a hybrid of a single point at this point, where I have kind of on the outside end of the buttstock and on the inside right at the base of the receiver. I did actually have it set up over here. Obviously the light wasn't attached here. We had a different attachment point here, and what I found was when I transitioned from the primary to a secondary pistol, basically what ended up happening was, because the weight is distributed on this shotgun, it ended up rotating on me. And it ended up rotating a lot. The point got actually tangled up in its own sling. And I had to basically, the reason I had to transition was I had a malfunction here. So we were basically shooting on the ground in weird positions, and I jammed up. I basically had a double feed where I didn't eject the next shell, and then or I didn't eject the spent casing or shell, and then the new shell came in, and I was hosed. I couldn't get it out. So I basically, instead of trying to fight with it, I was behind cover, shooting metal popper targets. I just transitioned to a pistol and then just took out the targets that way. But I ran out of ammo with pistols, so I had to end up clearing it. And that's when I realized that this shotgun had twisted itself up quite a bit. So I moved away from the single point all the way up front to right at the face of the receiver now. I shouldn't say single point, but the front point to the sling. And I find this a lot better. It's not ideal because it kind of acts like a single point, and I'm not real keen on single point slings personally, either on a rifle or a shotgun, but especially on a shotgun, because this thing is heavy. And if this thing starts swinging, you're gonna hit the junk, man. That's gonna hurt. This is like getting kicked in the balls repeatedly as you're running. So no bueno. So basically, I kept this over here and this guy here, and it works. The reason why I say it works like a single point is like it's kind of tucked in pretty close to the body where the sling is, but it still keeps this under control. It doesn't swing or anything when you're running, or probably when you're running, but when you're walking around and stuff, it doesn't swing like a single point will on an AR or anything like that. So getting a good sling setup is very important. And then specifically for an 870, I find this is my favorite modification I've done to this shotgun here, is an extended safety. So now this is specifically for the 870s or Remingtons. If you have a Mossberg, you don't have to deal with it because their safety is kind of on the back of the receiver, which is awesome. And by the way, if I had to start over, I really like my 870 Tactical. It's been pretty good to me over the years. I've had it for close to 10 years now, probably. Actually, I have had it for 10 years now. But if I had to start over, I probably would go with like a Mossberg 590. It's just a pretty badass shotgun, and you still put the same furniture on it. I can set it up exactly the same way, but you have the ambidextrous safety. Comes with better sights versus this really shitty bead sight this came with. But either way. But anyway, let me go back to this. So this, I put an extended safety on this. And the reason why I did an extended safety is, first off, you should always have, if you're carrying and you're not shooting, it should be on safe. Same thing with a rifle. But once you go to, you want to fire, instead of having to do this with your finger and then put your finger into the trigger well, this allows you to be kind of low ready. And if you need to shoot, or you're shooting a target, or home invader, or using protection or whatever, as soon as you drop your finger down to that trigger guard, you can depress it with your knuckle essentially, and you're good to go. You're not fumbling and then doing this. So really good option to have on an 870 if you're running an 870 for home protection. So that was it. Just a couple quick points I wanted to bring up. If you have a scattergun and you don't train with it, try and do a training class. You'd be surprised how effective it actually is. And a lot, there's that myth like, oh, you don't have to aim with a shotgun. That's such shit. It's not even funny. Actually, it's if anything, it's the complete opposite, because this does have such an over scatter pattern. You have to be very cognizant of what's next to your target. So we were doing, I was shooting this actually 2 weeks ago. I was shooting again this weekend with my club that I meet with. It's Shotgun Month. But we put up metal poppers and we spray paint them between each person shooting. So the good guys are painted one color and bad guys are painted another color. And you'd be amazed how much over spray you'll see from just shooting center mass on the bad guys, and the good guys are basically just getting peppered with shot. It's actually pretty funny, like to the point where, you know, you're basically taking out two people, your loved one and the bad guy. So take a class on a shotgun. You'd be really surprised on the capabilities of what this can do. And what I find most fascinating with, especially the pump shotguns, is the ability to actually go between shot and slugs, and how to manipulate that without clearing the tube. Oh yeah, that is my last point. I did actually want to bring up one more thing about this too. What is the last modification anybody should do? This is actually a tube extension. So maximize the length of your barrel and get +2 magazine tube extension if you can, or 3 if you have a longer barrel. So let me reiterate: good furniture, some way to have a light, some way to have a sling, a side saddle, a magazine tube extension, and if you're running an 870 tactical or an 870 any type, a dome styled or extended safety button on this. Good option to have. So hope you enjoyed the video. Just real impromptu. I was just thinking about it. It was in the safe, like I said, right up front. Grabbed it. Thought I'd make a quick video. So if you have any comments or how you set up your shotgun, feel free to leave them in the comments section. Yeah, hopefully you learned something. Have a good one. Get training. Have a good one. Thanks for listening.